What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another Read Aloud by Coach T. Today I will be reading Family Huddle by Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, and Archie Manning. Illustrations by Jim Madsen. Archie was in the front yard in New Orleans, playing with his three sons, Cooper, Peyton, and Eli. It was Peyton's turn at their favorite game, amazing catches. "Go deep," called Archie. It was the boys' favorite play. Where did you come from? Whose dog are you? I mean, you are kind of cool. But who are you? Peyton ran full speed across the lawn. His dad threw the ball high and far. Peyton dived and caught the ball on his fingertips. Whoa, Nelly, way to go, Peyton. At least you're not Butterfingers. He rolled to a stop in the grass as his brothers cheered. Let's go, Peyton. The neighbor's dog licked his face. Whose dog are you? Where did you come from? Olivia, their mom, was laughing on the front porch. Nice catch, Peyton. You boys come in and wash up before we go. This weekend is going to be filled with family and football. All right, boys, let's wrap it up, said Dad. Dad, I was still trying to go out for a pass pattern. I'm trying to go to the league. I'm trying to make something shake, something happen. I wasn't done playing, said Cooper. Dad, I still want to play too, said Eli. Let's get this thing going. Let's go. Come on. Come on, just one more play, shouted Eli. I'll be the quarterback. Fade, route, let's get it, let's rock. Once the car was packed, the boys stood together by the driveway. The football was hidden under Peyton's arm. As their mom and dad headed toward the car, Peyton handed the ball to Eli. Peyton and Cooper ran toward their parents, distracting them. Eli ran the ball into the backseat of the car. It was a perfect quarterback sneak. Blue 42, Blue 42. Say Omaha, Omaha, Omaha. Say. It was a long drive to Drew, Mississippi, where Archie's mom lived. The boys liked playing sports trivia games to pass the time. This one was called the numbers game. 34, said Cooper, sitting in the back seat with his brothers. Peyton thought about it and came up with a football player who wore jersey number 34. Walter Payton, he said. Next, it was Peyton's turn. 8. Before Cooper could answer, Eli called out, "My age and Dad's number." Cooper and Eli laughed out loud. They played the numbers game over and over again. Nothing like just spending some time with my brothers. Ooh, man, tell me about it, man. Ain't nothing like a good old game of football. Let's go. Let's go. Archie stopped a block from his mom's small brick house and let the boys run the rest of the way. I'm going to get you. Here I come. No, you're not. No, you're not. Here I come. Grandma Sis, they called. Their grandma heard them coming. She put down her knitting needles and picked up a plate of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies. Ooh. Ooh, the sound, the smell of chocolate chip cookies. She stepped outside and could see them zigzagging as they threw the football to each other. Grandma, go ahead and catch that thing. Here it comes. Ooh, Grandma, catch that ball. It's finna come hit you in the head, Grandma. Hi, boys, said Grandma Sis. There's plenty of cookies for everyone. After lunch, everyone went outside for a group photograph. Olivia hugged the boys and said, "As long as you look out for each other, you will always be on a winning team." The boys giggled. And then Eli hollered to Cooper and Peyton, "Button hook!" Then he took off across the yard. Peyton smiled as Cooper snapped the ball back to him. Here it comes. Get ready. He knew this play. Get open, Eli, he shouted. It looked like Eli would run clear into the next line. Suddenly, he planted his foot and turned in toward his brothers. Hit me, Peyton, he said. Peyton fired the pass. It was a perfect pass and a perfect catch, but Eli's foot landed in a puddle. Oh no. Cooper and Peyton cracked up as Eli did a muddy dance. Ooh, here I go. Let's go. I'm going to keep it a buck with you, Coop. That's terrible tackling. What are you doing? Later that afternoon, they joined a football game near the town's fire station. It was Peyton's turn at quarterback. Peyton handed the ball off to a teammate for a runaround. But the play did not work. The team lost yards. Womp, womp, womp. Peyton looked over at the old fire truck and remembered his mother's words. Then he looked at Cooper and Eli. Eli, this one is for you, Peyton said. Ring the alarm! They ran the hook and ladder play. Cooper was the best receiver, so he got the tricky part. Once the ball was snapped, he ran down the side of the field. Peyton hit him with a short pass. Cooper saw the defense coming his way. No one noticed little Eli running up behind him. Just as Cooper was being tackled, he flipped the ball back to Eli. Go, E! He shouted. Eli caught the ball and ran for the touchdown. Tutty, let's go! I tell you one thing about that game of football. It sure does make you tired. Early the next morning, Grandma Sis made silver dollar pancakes with blueberry syrup for breakfast. After the boys helped with the dishes and said their goodbyes, they piled back in the car to visit their other grandparents in Philadelphia, Mississippi. The boys slept most of the way there. As the car pulled into the driveway, Archie honked the horn. Their grandparents were standing on the big front porch waiting for them. Gan, they shouted to their grandmother. Papa, they called to their grandfather. Soon, the boys were in the front yard. Eli was already on the bike he liked to ride around town. His brothers were getting ready to follow him when the postman came by with the mail. Eli pointed to the postman and hollered to them. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Cooper and Peyton didn't need to say a word. They'd come up with their own hand signals for some football plays. This was one of them. The post pattern. Peyton pressed his fingers together and made a slashing motion with his hand. He motioned at an angle toward the far side of the yard. Cooper took off. Using all his speed. He ran straight at first. Just as Peyton released a rainbow pass, Cooper cut in at an angle toward the center of the field. He stretched out his hands and caught the ball. Yeah, that's how you do that thing. Yeah, Coop. Eli watched everything from his bike. He laughed when he heard Cooper call out, the postman always delivers. When they returned to their grandparents' house, their mom was waiting on the porch. Hurry and get ready. We have a long drive ahead of us. They said their goodbyes to Gan and Papa. We'll be back soon, they said, waving their hands. Eli, Peyton, and Cooper piled into the back seat. 13, said Eli. That's easy. Dan Marino, said Peyton. The numbers game started again. It was just getting dark when they got home. Their dad got out of the driver's seat. I've got an idea, he said. Why don't we finish that game? Not too long, said Mom. It's almost supper time. All right, boys, what's the plan? Dad, watch this. Watch us work real quick. We're going to hit that button hook, and somebody going to be catching the ball, Dad. You got that? All right, then, check it. It's finna go down. The boys looked over. Somehow, their dad had gotten his hands on the football. Family huddle, Archie called. Eli, Peyton, and Cooper ran over to him and linked arms together and listened to the play. Break! On one, their dad said, and they did. The brothers smiled and sprinted across the yard. Their mom was right. They were on a winning team. The End. Coach T's Read Aloud can be found on Spotify. Coach T, apostrophe S, Read Aloud, exclamation point at the end, can be found on Spotify. Now this is just the audio only. You might be in a car, you might be on a go somewhere, and you might not have time to actually look at TikTok, or you shouldn't be while you're driving. But you can listen to the audio. Just the same thing as you listen to music. These read alouds, they're pretty good. I feel like they're pretty good, and I think you guys will like them. So you guys let me know what you think, and I'll keep putting out more and more read alouds. Let's get it. Let's rock.